Hello everybody, and today we are going to talk about how to use Azure Empyrea Fuhua, also known as Sage Fuhua. And yes, that is the official name of her and not Sage Fuhua, which makes more sense. The first thing to talk about when it comes to Azure Empyrea Fuhua, whom I will refer to as Sage Fuhua from now on, is her moveset. Usually when it comes to the Fuhua lineup, they have several combos. However, Sage Fuhua only has 3 combos. And in order to perform these 3 combos, you have to fill the meter above her health bar with Yin or Yang. Yang can be generated by pressing the attack button, while Yin can be generated by pressing the ultimate button. And after filling the meter with Yin, Yang, or both, then you can hold the attack button to use her combo. If you fill the meter with only Yang energy, in other words pressing the attack button 3 times, followed by holding the attack button in order to unleash her combo, then you will restore some of her SP. But if you fill the meter with only Yin, or pressing the ultimate button 3 times followed by holding the attack button to unleash her combo, then this will increase the team's elemental damage. And finally, if you fill the meter with both Yin and Yang, in other words using a combination of the attack and ultimate button followed by holding the attack button to unleash her combo, then the team's SP will continuously restore for a period of time. Now, because she only has 3 combos, I think that Sage Fuhua is the easiest Fuhua to control, with the only difficulty in my opinion is the same one that any other Fuhua has, and that is not pressing the ultimate button for a long time where you perform the ultimate by mistake. Moving on to her basic attack, the 4th sequence of her basic attack will ignite the enemy, which will last for 8 seconds. Anyway, when it comes to her ultimate, first of all it will gather enemies, secondly it will also immobilize them for 8 seconds, thirdly increase the elemental damage of the team against the enemies hit by the ultimate by 30% for 15 seconds, as well as restore 1 SP per second for any Valkyrie during this time on the battlefield. And finally, it will significantly increase Ignore Interrupt as well as increase total damage reduction by 35%, while all enemies lose Ignore Interrupt. The only comment I have about her ultimate is some people told me it might be too taxing for their phones. Now, I cannot confirm this because I do have a good phone, but this is something to keep in mind. When it comes to her ultimate evasion or dodging in general, she does cover a very long distance. One thing to note about her ultimate evasion is that if you press the attack button within 1.2 seconds after performing it, then you will perform the 4th sequence of her basic attack, which will ignite the enemy. Anyway, now that we have talked about her gameplay style, let us talk about stigmatas and weapons you can use on her. First of all, when it comes to a stigmata set, you have 3 options. The first one is the Wang Zhaozhen stigmata, which will increase her fire damage. However, the better option would be the Fuhua musician set, which is a free-to-play 4-star set. This set can increase fire damage and total damage of both Sage Fuhua as well as the team. And finally, if you want, you can use the gacha as well as her signature stigmata Fuhua Margrave set. Basically, this set significantly increases the elemental damage and total damage of the team, which complements Sage Fuhua because she is already support. However, if you want to use this stigmata properly, you will need at least 2 of the stigmata set in order to activate the 2 set effect, the Fire Heart effect, because the most important functions of the stigmata's effects depend on it. So keep that in mind. And finally, when it comes to a weapon, you can use the free-to-play gauntlet Fist of Taishu, or if you want, you can use her signature gacha gauntlet Nebulous Duality. However, one thing to note about the active skill of this weapon is that if you use it, then you will gain 30 SP while losing 20% of your HP. When it comes to the passive skill of Nebulous Duality, then hitting an enemy with the final hit of any combo will increase all damage by 6% for 15 seconds, and this will stack up to 3 times. In addition, when you complete a combo, you will gain a charge up to 3 charges. When you leave the battlefield, then each charge will increase all teammates' total damage by 4% for 15 seconds. Anyway, now that we have talked about her stigmatas, weapons, as well as playstyle, how can you use Sage Fuhua? Well, obviously, she is meant to be support based on everything that we have seen. Therefore, one way you can use her is by using the Yin main combo in order to increase elemental damage against enemies, then switch to another elemental Valkyrie and attack for 15 seconds, then switch back again to Sage Fuhua, and rinse and repeat. Another way is to use her ultimate, then switch to elemental Valkyries, attack with them, then switch back again to Sage Fuhua. And finally, if you do have her signature stigmatas as well as her weapon, then it is pretty much the same thing, but this time you will attack the enemy with 3 combos in order to have the weapon's passive skill. Then you can spend 25 SP at least from the active skill of the weapon or from Sage Fuhua's ultimate in order to activate the signature stigmata's Fireheart effect, followed by switching to your main elemental damage dealer, then switch back to Sage Fuhua and rinse and repeat. And that is pretty much it when it comes to Sage Fuhua as well as her gameplay. Personally, I like her and I do like how she plays like any other support Valkyrie, but what I think makes her special is that she is much easier to control compared to other Fuhuas, and her dodge feels very elegant even though it does take some time to get used to because it covers a long distance. But that is just my own opinion, so please tell me yours in the comments below. Are you excited for the release of Azure Empyrea in the next few days in the SEA and global server? Do you have enough crystals to get her? Do you plan on getting her? And what do you think about her gameplay? Please tell me in the comments below. And while you are at it, please consider subscribe, rate, share, as it does help the channel a lot. In addition, if you want, you can join our Discord server, which discusses anything in relation to the game, whether it be questions, updates, or news, or anything that you want. But until my next video, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.
妖兽，散去吧。